XboxEra. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the XboxEra podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything XboxEra does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/XboxEra, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Time for another episode of Headlines. This week, Hollow Knight Silksong is joining Game Pass along with a bevy of other gems. We've got Louise O'Connor finding a new job at Rare. Helldivers 2 has got some new content, and 007 is coming our way via a PlayStation State of Play. All this and more in Headlines, so why not check it out on YouTube right now? Oh, you are. Nice to see you. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Headlines, our twice-weekly show that covers all of the latest and greatest from across the video game industry. In the spirit of that industry, we talk about everything across all platforms. Today is September the 2nd, 2025. I'm John, and joining me as always is the lovely Jesse Norris.
Hello.
Hello. As a bonus for our wonderful patrons, we make audio versions of these episodes available to them to listen to via Patreon in their preferred podcast app. But if you're on Spotify, you can link your accounts via some magic and listen to it there instead. If you'd like to take advantage of this benefit and become a cool kid at the same time, head over to patreon.com/XboxEra where you can support us directly. Apologies for folks that may have heard that new intro. We're trying to be efficient. And effectively, what you just saw before we started the show is going to become a little YouTube short that we can just go and chuck it out every Tuesday and Thursday, because why wouldn't we do that? It's easy. So yeah, hopefully that worked for you though. It's nice and simple. We're here. We're back again. It's a Tuesday. It seems weird. Everything feels weird at the moment. There's a lot of real life stress going on. We're sitting there working on different things, waiting for things to come in.
I'm working on nothing. I'm incredibly bored.
Just waiting. Just
sitting
doing
here,
the waiting games.
Waiting, hoping that 2K will bequeath the thing they've given everyone else.
Yeah. That'll teach us for being an Xbox-focused outlet, which is notoriously, digitally, the worst platform that always gets codes late.
Well, because they're the one that actually double-checks everything.
Yeah,
so
they do.
You can get stuff on Steam however you want. No problem, no questions asked. It just goes right up, as long as they believe you're a real thing. So you can have your review code ready on Steam well before console, generally. And if you use the Xbox app and notice that a game's preload still isn't up, you can assume review code is not out for it on there yet. So
fun times indeed. Well, we're here to talk about the news, and before we do that, just a quick note that if you have missed it, there is a brand new, very lengthy, very detailed review for Hell Is Us, a new Souls-like inspired but not really game for people to check out. It's a 15-minute long video because, well, let's be honest, Gyozo is a verbose motherfucker. But it's if you're interested, he goes into a lot of detail about what he both really liked and was intrigued by, as well as what he was confused and frustrated by in this interesting looking game. The full video is up there to watch. The full article is there to watch. Gyozo is pumping out a lot. He's just done, I think, the Nightling. He's just done another one. I know Cengus is working on a bunch of stuff. I'm working on a couple of things. You're waiting patiently, waiting for a really big thing. It's just as always, we're just working. We're just beavering away. But that's fun. You guys like that, right? A big hello to everybody in the chat. Lovely to see everyone. Did poke a new intro to the show, an adjusted XboxEra advert, which is now sadly removed Perfect Dark from the animations. Just have a moment of silence for PD. Rest in peace. Anyways, let's get into the news. There's not a huge amount to talk today. We've kind of cherry-picked what we feel is the best of the bunch, but it's a Tuesday. It's just before this crazy onslaught of crazy numbers of games, which, to be honest, feels like it started in January. So let's dive into it. And today we've got our first wave of Game Pass editions joining the service in September. You spotted one appeared on the service last night, Jesse, before today's announcement, right?
It was I Am Your Beast just showed up because it was being added today, and they added it a little early. A smaller wave overall, which isn't a shock when you've got the GTA of indies coming out. And plus, Microsoft doesn't care and will very happily just add stuff whenever alongside it. It won't be TGS adding because that's the very end of the month. That's the 25th through the 28th, I think, for TGS. In case anyone's wondering, no, we're not going there. We don't. The only person near there is Nick, and I don't think he would have any interest or the ability to go. But yeah, a smaller wave. The return of Paw Patrol. Everyone's real excited.
Yes!
The addition of Roadcraft, which I reviewed, though not on PC, only cloud and console.
Yeah, that's interesting. Not on PC. That's unusual. At
And
this
then
point
there was a
game.
PC-only one, too, which I forget the name of.
Cataclysmo.
Yeah. They've been doing a
PC
fair
only.
amount of PC-only stuff lately, especially game preview. Like that, last week they added last time they added Voidbreaker and that Blacksmith one. But yeah, it's been interesting. Only 3 games leaving. Katamari, we love Katamari and a couple others that I forget the name of. Because again, I forgot to open this page. Let's see. It's We Love Katamari, which has an even longer name of We Love Katamari Rural Plus Royal Reverie. Wargroove 2 and All You Need Is Help are leaving on the 15th. Smaller list. Coming to Game Pass, if you bought the Gold Edition upgrade for Indiana Jones on the 4th, will be The Order of Giants, which John will get to hop on at the same time as everyone else, because I haven't heard anything about early review code on that one. And John's muted. Nope. You've reloaded twice on the camera, so it might be something with StreamYard. Nope. Still don't hear you. So yeah, I Am Your Beast in today. Hollow Knight Silksong in on September 4th. Cataclysmo to PC on September 4th. Now I hear you. Paw Patrol
Okay, you can hear me now, yeah?
Yeah, Paw Patrol World
Okay,
joins
good.
everything on the 10th, and then Roadcraft, which is very good and very cooperative, joins console and cloud on September 16th.
Yeah, the indie DLC, I did check with our friends at Bethesda. To my knowledge, there is no early access, check it out
Yeah.
review code for this.
DLC is a pain in the butt, because on console and
you have to whitelist.
yeah, the whole whitelisting process is not fun.
No.
So
I'm of two minds. So I can't say exactly what I'm working on, but I've got something I'm working on. And then in theory, I've got 2 things I'm working on that they should both be done by the 4th. So if I can perhaps persuade Predrag to see how he's getting on with my sessions with Sick streaming template, I might have a look and see if I can just no life Indies DLC. Who knows how long it's going to be. I know Life Indie.
I see Paul S. in the chat, very mad. They didn't think releasing the Indiana DLC on Silksong Day might hurt the DLC sales. Morons! And it's like, well, I mean, they have nothing to do with the Silksong release date. It's in Game Pass, but they
didn't get to pick that.
Yeah, no.
They
don't control
announced
third party.
the indie DLC date way before Silksong came out and went, surprise! And it is what it is. And personally, I couldn't give 2 shits about Silksong. Do not give a fuck. Didn't really like the first game. All you Hollow Knight fans, go have fun. I'm going to be hanging out with Indy. Yeah. End of story. And I'm sure I'm probably not alone.
Ursel Soulblazers Masudi will be doing Hollow Knight Silksong for us, because he liked the first game more than me. I thought it was okay. I gave it an 8. Like, this is all right. It's a solid game. You got to get through some boring shit. Then it's got some good bosses, and overall, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, a small, but arguably not so small, considering Hollow Knight is one of the games.
Even
though
we got the price and the exact launch time for Hollow Knight Silksong, and people are shocked that the, what was it, formerly $15 game's follow-up is $20 US.
I mean, that sounds like a developer that recognizes their place in the
3
market
developers.
and knows what to charge.
The whole team.
3 developers.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there you go.
Team Cherry. Like, Hollow Knight Silksong is a big release, but it's also very different from, say, something like Prince of Persia Lost Crown, which, again, I do think really struggled at that $50 price, because you have tops in the genre that are never more than 30, pretty much. So, while I mean, even Ori and the Will of the Wisps wasn't that much, right? It was like,
No, it was
yeah.
like 30,
yeah,
$29.99.
Yep. It is a genre where people are used to not spending a ton. I believe it'll be ready. I wrote the thing very late last night, and I'm tired and I forgot. But I think it was 11 a.m. or is it 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. on Thursday. Global launch. Everything is global now. They never do midnight local time anymore because they just want everyone playing it at the same time. So 10 a.m. on Thursday for $20, or as part of Xbox Game Pass Play Anywhere on your cloud console PC. You can play the one of the biggest launches left of this year. The first game did sell 15 million copies. If this game can sell 15 million copies, it will have sold more than the entire franchise known as Castlevania or the entire franchise known as Metroid. The two games that inspire it.
That's crazy, but cool. Good for them. You know, like, go get that bag. And I'm happy that so many fans of that particular series of game is going to get another one, and they get to be like, woo. I mean, I know it's going to overtake everything, and, you know, like, the business side of me says, oh, we should capitalize on the SEO, but also whatever.
You also you can't beat chatbots that just scrape all your answers anyways.
Yeah.
Like, even when I looked up on Bing my Roadcraft review, and it just yoinked a huge chunk of it and put it into like the AI synopsis. I'm like, cool. Thanks. That's great. That doesn't give us anything. It just completely screws over all the websites you're stealing the content from.
Yeah. All right. Next up in news, Everwild was cancelled earlier this year as part of the large job cuts across Microsoft, some of which affected Xbox Game Studios and Xbox Game Studio projects, including a work in progress over at ZeniMax Online, Perfect Dark, and Everwild over at Rare. Now, we'd heard via VGC that Greg Miles was leaving the studio, but it looks like Louise O'Connor, who was the lead producer, I think, or creative director for Everwild, has found a new role within Xbox Game Studios, being made the chief of staff for the development teams. This was first picked up and reported by the lovely folks over at VGC. I'll put a link in the chat to their written work, which you can see. But yeah, Andy Robinson noticed that Louise O'Connor, 25-year company veteran who first worked on Nintendo 64's Conker's Bad Fur Day, was among those affected by Everwild's cancellation after overseeing the project since its inception a decade ago. However, she's been given a new role inside of XGS as its chief of staff, which will see the former artist and animator support its various teams. Yeah, I mean, this is good news. Like,
and she's going under an old boss, right?
Yeah, Craig Duncan was from Rare, and he's
running Xbox Game Studios, and she'll be one of his top lieutenants, essentially.
Effectively, yeah. Good that not everyone lost all their jobs. You know, like, I know this is like one positive story out of all the negative, but from interactions and interviews and bits and pieces that I've seen of Louise O'Connor over the years, she seems like a good egg. It's always nice to see good eggs get saved and not chucked in the bin by the awful corporate machine. So congrats. But if you want to know any more details on that, you can go check VGC's link. It's in the chat. Wouldn't want to not link them or speak about them for fear of being publicly outed.
We do a sources article every show. Everything gets linked.
Yes, we
right
do.
There. And it's one of those things where Microsoft used to be one of the highest ranked companies to work at, consistently on Glassdoor and everything. And it's really changed in the last few years, especially under Satya. But still, the way gaming is, there's just not that many jobs. Which is why whenever I see people say, like, you got to get away from Microsoft, I'm like, how? Where? Where do you go? What is there to do? Everyone's firing. What, do you go work for Embracer?
When they say, like, I wish Xbox was dead entirely and the whole thing shut down and they left the gaming industry. I was like, we're talking like 20,000 people.
Yeah, it's over 20,000 people that would have nowhere to go. Yeah. There's nowhere else to go. Like, Microsoft, as shitty as they are, the Xbox division is really propping up a lot of the type of gaming we like.
I've spoken to a few to not be named employees from across Microsoft, and there's a lot of there's a lot of bad morale,
Mm.
considering the gutting of certain teams.
Mm.
You know, a team being reduced headcount wise, and then the remaining folks expected to now pick up all of the extra work that, you know, a month ago had entire roles justified for on budget. And it's like, wait, what? It seems to be a prevalent thing across the industry in general.
Mhm.
Lots of people
Even at IGN, they're like,
yeah,
well, they
yeah,
keep
same.
hiring people and then telling us to do more, and we're done trying to
Yep.
do that.
Yep, and I personally feel like, having seen some of IGN's video content recently, that, and it's not to disparage the people working there, but their videos seem to have had a little drop in quality, and I don't imagine it's because of a lack of talent. I imagine it's because of a lack of time, and that's a bummer. But you know, like, a lot of people seem to point to, you know, the money folks at Microsoft. You know, particularly Amy Hood gets a lot of scorn, anecdotally. Whether that's deserved or not, I'm not the guy to know. But there is some general concern, I think, and I think investors are going to start catching on to this soon, is that AI generative and all of that jazz, it's kind of cool. It does some cool stuff, you know, like if you're into like stuff just being made, but where's the money being made from it? And that's where I'm like, as a consumer, I don't want to buy anything or pay for a subscription to any AI bullshit. No interest whatsoever. And I think as they go down this rabbit hole of chucking more and more money at this nonsense, I don't think enterprise businesses are particularly interested either. I don't know. We'll see how the whole world ends up, but it is what it is. Anywho, next up in news, Helldivers 2, which has had an incredibly successful launch on the Xbox platform. You know, I think we spoke about it on Thursday, 500,000 plus players concurrent across all platforms, which is pretty amazing. It's out. It's doing well.
495,000 across PC and PlayStation.
Oh, it's just 5,000 on Xbox.
I don't buy games.
There's the rub. But yeah, Arrowhead are back. This was already announced, but it's now out today. A brand new major update for players on all platforms. We've got the full patch notes and a new launch trailer over on XboxEra.com, which you can check out. It's called Into the Unjust, and it sees the brave and heroic Helldivers descend upon the Terminid Hive worlds. New features, particular note that I wanted to call out, are new randomly generated giant cave systems, new flora and fauna, advanced Terminid life, acid lakes and advanced bug spires, and destructible walls, and new beasties and new other things to have fun with. So lots to kind of look at and play with here. I haven't had a chance to dive into the update yet myself. It's on the XboxEra.com if you're looking for the trailer for it. But
I have the page open, but it's just black screen. Come on, YouTube.
Helpful.
Why are you so bad lately? There we go.
But yeah,
PlayStation dings, because it's a PlayStation Studios game.
it is on Xbox, no less. Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those games that's fun to just boot up with a few friends. And I think, judging from the reactions on our Discord, lots of Xbox-centric gamers are having a lot of fun with this one. And I think the shooter box skills are coming into play here for a lot of these players, which is great. So congrats, Arrowhead. You know, this looks super fun. Like, I can't wait to dive into this, to be honest.
And it has been fun. A lot of people in the 900 comments on your video complaining about performance, and as Itzfin says, Digital Friendly looked at it, and it's pretty much the exact same as PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's a really weird old engine that they have patched together for some reason. Instead of using newer stuff, it was called Turbo Squid, I think.
Yeah.
It's not used by anyone except for them and the Warhammer 40k Darktide team. They're the only two that are using some variants of it, even though it is like a defunct, not supported anymore game engine. But two great games have come out of it.
Having said that, even though that might be the case, like, clearly the team at Arrowhead have like what they can do in it locked down, because they keep adding some really cool stuff. So it's hard to get cross at the weird engine.
Oh, no, it's never going to run the best.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, my 4090 powers through, but even when, you know, if you're playing on something like Suicide or Helldive difficulty and shit is going crazy, even my rig's like chugging. So yeah, it is what it is. But God, yeah, great game. So good. So good. Anywho, next up, I am shocked and had no idea that this might be happening at all whatsoever. 007 First Light is getting a PlayStation State of Play coming tomorrow, where we'll get first
gameplay.
look. 30 minutes of gameplay sounds exciting and thrilling and great. Definitely have no idea about any of it. And I look forward
It's not like
to
everyone at Gamescom was posting outside a gigantic James Bond theater with James Bond cars and stuff. There's no
Absolutely
way
right.
that you could. No one's talked about it yet because they're doing a state of play tomorrow.
Nope.
Who would ever think of that?
But absolutely, I have no idea. But I am looking forward to seeing more from 007 First Light. And we all get to enjoy it tomorrow. And
You know what
yeah,
I don't want to see?
we'll see what happens.
The type
Wait,
of
we don't really want to
the
what?
type of exclusive garbage that they had with Hitman Forever
Oh, where they're like exclusive mission and exclusive
Yeah.
mode.
on PlayStation.
Yeah, I hope not.
VR was only on PlayStation, and then it was stuck to the one hand because you were using a DualSense controller and PSVR 1.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how little PlayStation has, where they've had to do a Borderlands state of play, and now they're doing a 007 state of play.
When you're the market leader, like I think this is the inverse, like, of what we say, which is, you know, when you get people saying Xbox has no games or what have they released lately, and you know, even in the dark droughty period of 2022, we were like, there's loads of games I've been playing. The Game Pass is the exclusive, right? And that's the stuff the average Joe focuses on. What's coming to my subscription? I don't care who makes it. And I think the inverse is also true when it comes to PlayStation. They're using their marketing power. People think it's for that platform, and people that don't look at Xbox or anything else will be like, cool, this is for me. This is, you know, works both ways, I guess. But yeah, neat trailer. Looking forward to seeing more. Looking forward to it. Fun. Games are fun. Don't you love games? I love games.
I like them more when I get to actually play them.
You are not bitter at all about this weight that you're being forced to endure. Next up, again from our friends over at VGC and Andy Robinson, Steam now requires age verification in the UK. But I have to say, Steam, and this is from personal experience, they're doing it in the best way humanly possible, which is if you are 18, you have to have a credit card linked to the account to buy stuff, and you can only have a credit card if you're 18 in the UK. So you must be an adult, ergo we don't need to verify shit because there's a credit card linked to your account. Thanks very much. The age requirement is out. And yeah, it's super straightforward. As Andy Robinson writes here, the process to verify your age, I'll put a link in the chat as well, is straightforward. UK users just need to add a credit card, and those who already have one will face no restrictions. This is all part of Starmageddon and the ongoing UK war for our freedom, which
You guys
Americans
just
seem to.
arrested
We don't have any.
Graham Linehan,
Did
whatever
we?
his name is, from the It Crowd and all that for bad social media posts. And he's like, look at what happened to me. This never happens. And then someone replied, there were 3,200 of these types of arrests a couple years ago. Nothing special here. You're just a douche.
Yeah, I man, the UK is in a
You're a
strange place,
nanny
much
state.
like the rest of the world.
You're the worst in the state. I can still post whatever the hell I want online. And I'm pretty good, as long as it's not a threat.
Could you post like negative Trump things?
Yes.
And not get in trouble?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Your
Cool.
libel laws are way over the top.
But I can't and then come into the country.
I mean, you probably can. You're pretty white.
Yeah, fair.
Then just don't go to the
Fair.
beach too often and you'll probably be fine.
Man, don't. I was on camera, like you can see my tan, but then I get very pasty white. I'm like, good lord, looks like I've trumped myself, and then it goes pasty white. Look at the color difference. It's ridiculous. Definitely caught too much sun in Cologne and Colorado, for that matter. Anyways, so there's that. Thanks, Steam, for making life simple. Next up in news, oh my god, it's like a VGC centric episode. Capcom.
It's been so light. We haven't reported on much.
Capcom has shared and settled the discussions regarding Pragmata in that it isn't a secret Mega Man game.
No. People were desperate because
so-
there hasn't been a Mega Man in forever.
I don't even know where this came from. Like, what's the deal here? Like, what the hell are they talking about? Why would it be a secret Mega Man
Sorry,
game?
Paul. It's not free speech zone. Fuck out of here.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
Yeah, Pragmata, you're a Isaac-looking Dead Space man on the moon with a little robot android lady behind you who you have to do pipe dream puzzles to open up the armor on androids, and away you go. It's very fun.
But why did people think it was a secret Mega Man game?
I don't know.
Like, what's
because they're
the deal?
desperate. I actually don't know. Maybe Andy explains it in the article because I just
He
kept
does.
kept seeing people talk about it being a secret Mega Man game, and
Okay, so she's got a thing on her arm, and it looks a little bit like Mega Man's arm.
no, the Buster
And
cannon.
so people think that because she's a robotic girl sidekick, they have thematic connections, says Andy, like the game taking place on a moon base taken over by evil machines infected by a virus. However, Capcom has officially debunked the rumor after VGC quizzed Pragmata producer Naoto Oyama about the theory. Pragmata is not a Mega Man game, he laughed. It is a completely new game from Capcom. I was one of the producers on Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection as well, and I'm happy to see people who love Mega Man are passionate about Pragmata too. From my standpoint, it's nice to see people being so positive about it. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're happy.
Yep. It was fun. I
cool.
enjoyed it when I played it at SGF. I only got like 20 minutes, and it was mostly just like do a few of these puzzles. So it's not really a puzzle game so much as how quickly can you get to each of the positive things before you get to the green thing that then opens their armor up and lets you shoot them, because you cannot damage them until you've done that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gone.
I'm so, I have to comment. I can't help it. I'm a Brit. Like, I don't care who the fuck you vote for, right? I might judge you internally across any spectrum of politics, but like when other people disagree with you, if your reaction is to immediately chuck your toys out the pram and be like, and start whinging and then just start typing shit like that in chat, like how fragile a snowflake can you get to be? Like, I thought you guys were not the party of snowflakes. Like, I don't understand these kinds of online reactions. Like, talk about being a crybaby.
And I would have agree with Trav. I definitely do care. You have to be you have to be a certain type of person at this point. But
yeah, like, come on, grow some balls. You can handle it. You can handle a little criticism of
well,
your leader.
we're not a government, Drake Williams. So, like,
oh no, we might alienate our audience with our own opinions, which our audience are also entitled to have.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have to agree with each other on everything in order for you to successfully traverse life? Get a grip.
Yeah,
Come
get a grip,
on.
Pragmata. What the hell's wrong with you?
Anyway,
Not coming
I'm
out
sorry.
for
Like,
years and years after they talked about it, it was a really hard, long road to release. Many delays because it was supposed to be out in 2022 and then 23, and then they're like, shit, we don't know. We're not going to say anymore. And everyone thinks it's canceled. But no, they went back to the drawing board and figured out this more puzzly approach to combat that I really enjoyed. It still has Capcom level voice acting. They're not keeping up with the industry, where like if I see Bandai Namco or some others, it's like, or even occasionally Square Enix, not all the time, but like Square Enix, Final Fantasy, and Capcom are still way behind so many other, like even just the tiny little European games. Like when I played Chronos at Gamescom, it's like the voice acting's top tier, even though it's freaking Bloober Team, who used to suck at getting decent dubs. But that's the one spot I feel like Capcom is still always behind, is in their dubs. And it's not that they don't have talented actors, it's just like the direction and the mixing of it. And even in this one, it felt off. So I'm very curious at some point next year, once it and Onimusha, which did seem to have pretty good dub, and then Resident Evil Requiem, which did seem like Resident Evil level. You got like the whole thing. You have Pragmata down, Resident Evil a little above it, and then Onimusha was actually way above that, but it was mostly listening to it in Japanese, which is always good.
Is Pragmata their first new IP in like forever?
No, they did Kinitsugami last year.
Yeah, they did. Fair. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Go Capcom. Go.
I'm looking forward to Capcom's 2026.
What else? Mortal Kombat 2 has been delayed 7 months.
Yeah.
This is the movie, not the game. So relax.
There wasn't a game announced.
It was meant to appear in just 8 weeks in cinemas. But hello, they've delayed it now, and it's not going to come out until May 15th, 2026.
Yeah, I think the rumors
this was
were
reported by VGC, which is now in the chat.
Yeah.
Although actually it was first reported by Deadline, so
yeah, they were catching up on there. But it was pretty much they started doing test screenings and went, oh, see you in May. Always a great sign.
That doesn't sound
I didn't
promising.
like the first one.
I mean, it was dumb fun. I wouldn't say
was
I
okay.
rated it as like a great movie.
No. But I mean, the first 2 Mortal Kombat movies were horrible. 1, can't be fun, people liked. 2, just plain terrible. Then pretty much everything Mortal Kombat for a while was real bad until the new movie, which had really cool scenes mixed with really boring ones. Like if it was more about Scorpion in them, cool. That then the guy they made for the movie to be like the player stand-in almost, just meh. Didn't find him interesting. I guess he is in the second one, even though they haven't really been pushing him at all. They've been pushing Carl Urban's Johnny Cage real hard.
Yeah.
Though this Johnny Cage doesn't seem to have green magic.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just an
maybe
actor.
he'll get it. Maybe it's a plot twist and he'll get it later on in the movie.
That's a long
You never
delay
know.
right before launch, though.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a short headline, so I'm okay
Well,
with
you
it.
just
There's not
always
much news
jump.
to talk about.
You never waffle on.
Bro, I almost read most of these
Mhm.
stories out ad verbatim. There's just not a lot of news. It's okay. It's a
But there
news
was
show.
a whole discussion to be had around Hollow Knight being $20 compared to the AAA industry, which is so much more money, which has been pushing other
Is there?
shows for like 20, 30 minutes. Yeah. A lot of the shows that are similar to this one have half our topics and are just as long. That people just
I
waffle
feel like
on.
they're dragging that shit out. Like, what is there to discuss? All right, put a pin in it. What is there to discuss about Hollow Knight's pricing, which is in line with tons of other games of its
Oh, I didn't say there
genre,
was
type,
anything
and
good.
team size? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what is there to discuss in comparison to the AAA industry?
Almost nothing.
Are we shocked that they haven't taken advantage of their audience and the popularity of their game by bumping the price up to 40 just because they could? Are we shocked about that?
Yes.
Is that what we're meant to be shocked about? People not being...
It's people who, in bad faith, just try and compare a 3-man team to like a 300-man team and be like, how come this one's costs more?
I wonder if it's because they had to pay those 300 people. This isn't hard. Like, what are we doing here?
Don't confuse me saying that people make this stuff last longer with these should last longer.
Ah, okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair comment. Fair
Mhm.
comment. I apologize if I implied that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, I don't feel there's much to actually kind of discuss there, really.
Hardly anything. It's been pretty slow as people recover from Gamescom and wait on the deluge of releases to start this week.
Yeah, like, and there's tons of really fantastic games coming out very, very soon
And
across everything.
there's also a lot, not to get more political again, there's also a lot of waiting, especially around hardware and stuff, because tariffs are starting to really kick in now. Because a lot of stuff was already here or was already coming here. So they kick in on the stuff that ships after and comes over after the tariffs come into effect. And so they still are for some things. They still are delayed on other things. But it's a weird period for... There's more and more games coming out than ever. There's a console that's come out that is selling more than ever, but still doesn't feel like a great launch, which is really weird. Like the most successful launch ever. Also, anyone that actually knows about gaming is also like, man, this one's been weird.
Yeah.
It's a very weird
I feel
time.
like people let Nintendo get away with a lot, to be fair. A lot. For what do I know? All right, last couple of news stories now then. Let's see how long we can drag these bad boys out for. First up from GameDeveloper.com, Brian Francis and Diego Arguello writing here. They've confirmed that Chinese developer, publisher, and studio investor NetEase has shut down T-0 Entertainment, which is a game studio that was founded by BioWare alumni Rich Vogel in 2023. Vogel initially posted on the company's LinkedIn page about NetEase's decision to cease its partnership with T-0. We deeply appreciate NetEase for providing us with both ample runway and support, from helping us find potential investors to giving us the time and budget to develop our game into a fully playable hands-on demo. It has generated a lot of interest. Days later, he told Game Developer that NetEase has shut down the studio. They had been working. I'll put a link in the chat to this if folks want to catch up on it independently. But T-0 had apparently been working on a third-person online multiplayer action game set in a sci-fi universe. When I hear games summarized like this, sidebar, I roll my eyes because it sounds like everything else. And I'm like, where do you think you can find success? I don't know what the game is, so I shouldn't really say that. But we're only human, and that's immediately where my mind
I think
goes.
Tom Henderson was just talking, giving up all of Ubisoft's roadmap, and they've got 2 extraction shooters in it, of course. It's like... And
a Rayman game.
Yeah, Rayman remake. A Rayman remake
Yeah.
as they begin working on a new one. The Splinter Cell remake, the Prince of Persia remake, new Far Cry, new Assassin's Creeds, and all that type of stuff. One of the Far Cry games is an extraction shooter. It's like everyone wants that extraction shooter pie, even though the biggest extraction shooters out there are all friggin' dying off. The Black Flag remakes there, it's just everything got delayed when Shadows was delayed. So their whole slate went back a bit.
I wonder if Black Flag's still this year.
I don't think it was, according to Tom, but we'll see.
Oh,
it's not like there's not enough.
I'm all over that.
Yeah,
I'm all over that game.
I guess that's the one Assassin's Creed I'll have to give up. But
we'll see. You never know what else might be out, you know, or time and whatever. I might be moving house that weekend.
Yeah, it's just the man. If you're not moving house until next February, that's gonna be rough. You never know when or like what's just going on with all the investments that were happening so hard during COVID.
Yeah.
And it's another thing where people are always like, I hope Xbox is gone because I hate Microsoft. I'm like, there's nowhere for these people to go. You should want things to get better. You should want Microsoft to stop doing what they're doing and then everything else get better more than just kill and die. Because there's nowhere for these people to go. Like Sony just keeps firing people. Nintendo doesn't do this type of gigantic organization. They're just not. They mostly actually work with other devs underneath their small teams to make a lot of their stuff. EA is firing all the time. Ubisoft is firing all the time. Like everyone's just firing. And even if they hire up, it's a really small area for a huge pool of fired people to try and get into. You should not want more firings. NetEase, who's made bajillions of dollars, just completely backing out. It's bad. It's rough.
Yep. It's not good. It's not good. Apparently it was well liked by NetEase employees. Not much more to say. Another studio undone. And according to game developer, NetEase has spent 2025 unwinding a number of international investments in studios like Skybox Labs, Oka Studios, Java Sparks, and they laid off US-based developers working on the live service game for Marvel Rivals.
Even there, it was a small team, but it was still like a very successful product. That's just didn't matter. Didn't matter how successful that was.
They did offer a statement to game developers saying that they made the difficult decision to discontinue funding for the company. This decision was made with careful consideration as we've been inspired by a partnership with the studio and their bold vision. However, we've had to reassess our business priorities and are now working closely with the studio to provide support and explore next steps. Yeah, usual fluff.
Yeah, it's pretty much everyone's just kind of afraid of wasting money right now. Which I get.
Yeah.
So it's always scary.
It is. Last news story here. Kojima Productions pretentiously announces the Tokyo Game Show event about their next games. They took to social media platform X, aka Twitter, and announced the Kojima Productions 10th anniversary event, Beyond the Strand. It's occurring on September 23rd at the Toho Cinema. You can get a ticket via an advance reservation only. You can buy a ticket from today. And basically, it's a celebration of 10 years of the studio, including special guest appearances. I wonder if Hideo Kojima is one of them. I wonder if Jeff Keighley's going to come out, because it's kind of like Uno Reverso. And instead, it'll be like Kojima will come out and be like, hey, my friend. And then Jeff Keighley will be there like, yeah! As well as offering a glimpse into future projects. Will we see a look at OD?
I mean, that's the one that would be next. He said he hadn't even started Viscent, so I don't know what there would be to show.
Yeah. But yeah, there you go. That's the news. If you're in Tokyo and you want to go and do that thing, I guess you could go and
after the many years of constantly doing Death Stranding shows, now they're gonna move on to the next thing that I won't care about, but people will. Death Stranding seems to have done okay in the US. They never gave any numbers or anything, but it's not a big IP, and it never was. Platform
exclusivity just feels like it was a bad call for that. Yeah. After giving it to another audience,
and especially and it was big on PC. I think that was like one of its main places it really took off was PC.
Yeah.
So,
but there you go. That is all of the news. Short and sweet. A couple of not super chats, but just general comments in the chat to deal with. BT Maverick asked me if I had got a chance to try out some Colorado oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
That's the one. No, I hate seafood in general and wouldn't have tried them even if
it's not seafood.
Oysters.
I mean, the sea would be cum because it's buffalo testicles.
Oh, that sounds
the Rocky
grim.
Mountains don't have an ocean near them or in them.
I was gonna say, like, okay, that makes more sense now. Yeah, I didn't try that. I'm pleased now to say. In fact, honestly, in Colorado, while we were there, I didn't get to eat much good food at all. I occasionally ate a few bits, but for the most part, I was left whelmed.
Well, you're out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only like restaurant I ended up going to was a pop into a Panera Bread against my will.
Panera's fine.
And other than that, yeah, it was all like wedding food, and like there was some takeaway pizza stuff, which was pretty good. The Italian sausage was nice, but yeah, other than that, and I think that's it. I think that's it. That's all the news. We'll be back on Thursday with another episode of Headlines. But if you're sticking around and you're on YouTube or surfing the internet, you'll probably want to pay attention for a review that's dropping in just 18 minutes from now. Another one from Gyozo, who just finished reviewing Hell Is Us. What could it be? You'll find out. But fans of Doom Eternal and games of that ilk should probably be paying attention. The video will be live at 4 p.m. So just over 15 minutes from now. So check it out. And we will see you on Thursday. Until then, you know the drill. Play video games. Have fun. Try not to take life so seriously. And try not to get upset by other people's opinions online. You know who I'm talking to.
Pretty hard not to.
Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.